Hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and where you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give you the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. Today I'm currently drinking Sprite because it's just that kind of day. But if I was drinking anything else, I would be drinking it out of my cup mug. Merch indeed. So you know what? You can get you some cup merch too at lanagcreations.etsy.com. The link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. And I'm looking at you, WWE Universe. I'm looking at all of you. Get some cup merch. Period.
As you know, this is not the Grayson Waller effect. This is the cup. This is the Toph with the Lana. We are here today to steal the show.
You're still on the Grayson Waller effect. Okay.
I am still on the Grayson Waller effect. There was one thing that I said that this card was missing, and it was the Grayson Waller effect.
And we didn't miss it. And we got it. We didn't miss it at all because he was there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, the show could have ended 30 minutes sooner if they would have not done the Miz Grayson Waller segment, because that's my biggest gripe about this show. It just went on so long.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they trying to make this show like the mini WrestleMania, so they give us a long show, and I'm like, it doesn't have to be. But I mean, I guess since we don't go to Saudi Arabia often, when they do go, they got to give them a good show and a reason to come out, and just giving them a regular pay-per-view is not. They couldn't give them a backlash or a payback or something like that. They had to make it a mini WrestleMania, I guess. I mean, I want to know if they're gonna do the same thing when they go to Perth, because is Elimination Chamber gonna be this long too? Because wow.
I think they're thinking too. Like, it's an afternoon show.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is. The late night shows, it doesn't really matter to me if it ends at 11 or if it ends at 12, right? But like ending at 4:30 versus ending at 5:30 is a big difference. I mean, this the rest of the day. It's the afternoon. I'm bored.
Right. I want to go out now. I've been sitting here for hours. I'm ready to do something else. Yeah, I get it. Understood. But yes, we are here to talk about Crown Jewel, our reaction to see if what we thought came true. And for the most part, most of what we predicted was right. I think we had one that we didn't get right. But for the most part, we predicted what was going to happen.
As are most Saudi shows.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
Saudi shows are a little bit shoddy.
I agree. I agree. There were moments. I will give it. There was some moments that I was like, oh, okay, that was good. But then they were like, okay. Well, we'll jump right into it because we'll give you our overall feel towards the end of this. Let's jump right into it. I'm going to switch us because I don't like this one. Here we go. Much better. So, this is now in order because we watched the show. So, we'll start off with the show. How's always.
Yeah, I'm sure it was great. I was in the middle of cooking food for the upcoming festivities. This happened on the kickoff. Sami Zayn won.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. I mean, I watched it and I was like, okay, well, great reaction for Sami Zayn, which I did not doubt. I thought it was a match that happened. It was good, technically sound. Sami Zayn was going to win, and I knew he was going to win. So there we go. But during this match, so Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre was going to start the show off. That's what they said Seth wanted. I don't know if I believe that, but sure. Cool.
That to me meant, oh, so we're not going to get a cash in on Seth Rollins tonight.
That's what I thought. That's what I said. But all right, whatever. But yeah, Sami Zayn won this match. There we go. That's what happened. So jumping right into the Seth Rollins Drew McIntyre match. That's a really good match. They actually, and we knew it was going to be. And I think you mentioned this is going to be the match of the night. But I'm like, if they put it at the very beginning, shocking. But what else?
What an excellent video package going into it, though.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought that Drew McIntyre, I really didn't think Drew McIntyre had a shot at winning this going into the events. But when I saw that video package, I was like, God, I am a believer. Same thing as when they did this to me at Clash of the Champion too, or Clash of the Castle, because it was like, how can you not put it back on Drew? I want to see Drew win. I want to see Drew win the Royal Rumble now.
I do too. I want him to get his whole year over again. Like, give him a redo. Let him win the Royal Rumble again. Then let him go on and win the championship at WrestleMania in front of everybody, so he can have that whole year to redo it. Now, if they ain't thought about that, I don't know what they're thinking. It would be chef's kiss if they did it.
Absolutely perfect. I would love to see that happen. I think that this is, if this sets this up for that, let the War Games thing take place, whatever, and then let's get on track with getting Drew to the championship.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about Drew being a heel. What if this constant getting screwed over, constant not being able to pull it off, what if this is what we need for Drew to turn heel?
Yep.
You know what? Let him steal that championship at WrestleMania. Oh,
that would be so great. That would be so great. I think Royal Rumble, he has to win it. He has to win it. And I know the next one that's coming up is going to be Survivor. I agree. I think he gets screwed and screwed and screwed. And every time he gets screwed, he gets even more angrier. He becomes even more of a heel. And he just starts once he wins Royal Rumble, he just goes on a terror. And it's like, he knows he's going to face Seth Rollins or whoever. This is probably going to be Seth Rollins at this point. I don't think they're taking it off for him. I just don't think they're doing it. So it's probably going to be Seth Rollins up until WrestleMania. And he goes on this terror. And he is like, I'm coming for you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. You can't run. You can't hide. I'm coming. And he just terrorizes him all the way up until WrestleMania. Every time he Seth Rollins around, Drew is right there. Every time he's in a match, Drew was right there. And it's like just becoming that big antagonist heel that we love. And then at WrestleMania, even if he has to win by, like you said, stealing it, by a cheap shot, by some outside, any way it happens, he needs to win it. And he's just the perfect heel champion. I would not be mad at that.
The other route that I could see them going that I would be okay with is if Drew wins it at Rumble and Gunther wins the Rumble, and now we are set up for Drew versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Ooh. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. I'll take that. Ugh. It just has to be something phenomenal, something amazing. It's not going to be with Roman. It's going to have to go after Seth. It's not going to be somebody who's going after Roman. It's going to be whoever's going after Seth. And so, because the Roman match, I think it's still gonna be Cody. Still think it's going to end up being Cody. How that happens, I don't know, but it's still gonna be Cody.
Gotta get there.
They got to get there. So I like that though. I think that's cool. Gunther and Drew, chef's kiss, perfection. But Seth Rollins wins this match. He is in steel, and we were like, oh, I was like, Drew lost. But then the music hits, and it's Senor Money in the Bank.
In the bank.
And I'm like, are we getting the cash in? I didn't think we were.
I know. And this is what my brain started racking through like whole scenarios of like, oh my, he's going to cash it in and he's going to win. And then later on, his match with Cody's going to be for the title that he just won. It's going to be great.
No. Sami Zayn said no.
Did Sami Zayn? He didn't steal it now, right? He stole it later.
No, he stole it now.
Oh, he stole it now. Okay,
he stole it now. He stole the Money in the Bank briefcase and ran away. Yep. And when Damian Priest comes out later, he has no briefcase because Sami Zayn stole it, and they don't know where it is.
Well, there's only one way to resolve it: put that briefcase in a ladder match. Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest.
Oh. And then Sami Zayn wins, and he cashes in on Roman.
That's it. Boom. That's the story that we all want to see.
That's the story. Boom, she cat. I mean, but Sami Zayn is on a mission now. He's like, he does not want the Judgment Day to have all the glory, so he is going to do everything in his power to foil the Judgment Day at every turn, and he did that with Damian Priest. And Seth Rollins was like, oh, because when he heard the music, he was like, oh no, like crap. Shoot, I gotta do this. And then he watched Sami Zayn come and take a briefcase from Damian Priest, run off, and Damian Priest had to chase them. And Seth was like, whew, okay, well, all right. So it's and still, because I was like, because I didn't watch it live. I had to watch it later because I was out. But when I watched, I got spoiled on this match on Twitter, and I saw the in still, and I was like, oh, okay. But then I saw the clip of Damian Priest coming. I was like, did he cash it in and didn't win? What happened? But then I was like, oh, Sammy took it. Okay. What was I about to say? Oh no, he got what's that man's name? Well, oh no, I can't think of his name now. Happy, he was Mr. Happy, and oh no, why can't I think of him? Yeah, before that was another name. Oh gosh, the football player. Oh God, he got on everybody's nerves. He went against Roman. Jesus, what is that man's name? You know what I'm talking about. Him with Mojo. Him and Mojo.
Mojo Rawley. Oh yes.
Not not him. Not Mojo Rawley.
Wait, Mr. Happy, Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin. Jesus, I couldn't think of his name. I'm like, why could I think of his name?
Oh my God, Happy Corbin. Yes.
Happy Corbin. Yes. I'm about to say, did he get Baron Corbin? Did he cash it in and lose? That sucks. But because Baron Corbin did that. So yeah, Seth Rollins won. He's still champion. Drew, I think he's gonna turn because if you saw the segment after he lost, when Rhea Ripley walked up to him and was like, "Told you." Like he could have joined the Judgment Day. You would have had it.
Not to.
But
not everybody can join the Judgment Day though. This isn't the NWO.
Yeah, everybody don't need to join the Judgment Day.
We don't have an open door policy here.
No. Everybody don't need to join the Judgment Day. But moving on to Rhea Ripley and the 5-way match against Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark. This match was more interesting than I thought it was going to be.
It was. This was fun.
It was fun.
They were very creative. They did a lot of really cool spots. Mm-hmm. That it felt like sometimes, and I'm not discrediting the women by any means, because a lot of these women have done a lot of like really solid work and are just as good, if not better, than a lot of the men. I am 100% female wrestling oriented, but a lot of times when they put all of these women into multi-person matches, it can be clunky, you know. But they really, really put forth the work, and they had like the Shayna Baszler submission thing where she
submission. Oh.
Yes, like that was really cool. The from the top rope where they did the 4-man spot that they always do in every multi-man min match. Like these women really, really went there, and it was a very clever way that it ended. But I have a question about the beginning. Did I miss like what was up with the guys coming out with the chalices? And
that was Rhea's entrance. That was
yes.
She okay, this is what I think, because if I'm wrong with mistake, did Rhea have a match at WrestleMania?
Rhea?
Yeah,
she beat Charlotte Flair for the title that she's holding right now.
Right, but she didn't get to do a big grand entrance at WrestleMania.
She
she didn't get to do a big grand
entrance. Yeah, she was. Yeah,
she was the challenger at the time.
Yes,
and so I feel like she's like, I'm the champion. This is supposed to be a mini WrestleMania almost. She wanted a grand entrance. And what do you do in Saudi Arabia to have a grand entrance? You get brought out by the highest,
right.
I don't know the names, but they are like, in the hierarchy, they're the highest, like, people who are over in charge of things. And so to have all of them stand at her side, and then she walks out, I think that was kind of impactful and powerful for women to see that these Saudi kings or royalty will stand for her.
Okay.
So,
all right.
That's what I got from it. And
her makeup looked incredible. Rhea Ripley was banging.
This is what I see, and I liked. Actually, all of the women, I'm gonna give them credit because they have to go in full different gear from what they're usually wear when they go to Saudi, and they have to be fully covered. But they made their looks look amazing in this show. All of them looked amazing. Even Shayna Baszler had on her like jiu-jitsu jacket and pants, and Naya's bodysuit was amazing. Raquel's red was stunning. Zoe looked great at her, but I think they all created, and like even later on when we see Bianca and Io, and then Bailey, and then our guests coming up, they all look so good in spite of having to cover completely up and being respectful, but they made it look so good.
I agree. Good on being able to express themselves, because they've come a long way from Natalya and Lacey Evans basically having to wear an oversized nightshirt.
Right, and some spandex pants. Like, no, they didn't have to do that. And I'm like, they are fully respectful, covered up, but they are also still expressing who they are as a person and their character. So I love that. It was great to see it. And I agree. Some of the spots are really good. Zoe Stark, for me, I was like, remember how we were talking about on the show before? You don't have to win to get over.
Yep.
The way she was in this match, she was so impressive. That was like, okay, I see you. Like, and everybody kept announcing, like, people didn't pay attention to her. She was the underdog. Nobody paid attention to what she was doing. And she really stepped up and was like, oh, don't pay attention to me. Okay, let me make sure I'm going to make you pay attention to me. And she did. She was impressive. I was looking at her throughout a lot of this match, more so over anybody else, even Rhea Ripley at points.
Agreed. I actually thought for a moment that they might have just given it to her, and that, Rhea could win it back tomorrow.
Right.
But like for tonight, I was like, oh, this is something that I think they may do, just because she was doing. Zoe Stark is, I think, the future. I think Zoe Stark in 2024, 2025 is going to be Zoe Stark's the household name.
I can see that. I can absolutely see that. And I was also impressed by Shayna, but I mean, I think if I was looking in my order of looking at people throughout this match, it was Zoe Stark, it was Shayna Baszler, and then it was Rhea Ripley, which I'm like, it shouldn't have been that way. You the champ. I should be looking at you. But I was not. I was looking at those two, and they really impressed me the most throughout this whole thing. I thought, and we thought Rhea was going to pin Zoe for the win. That didn't happen. She ended up pinning Shayna. And I was like, oh.
But it took a lot to beat Shayna, though.
Exactly.
So I think these women are going to have quite the show. I'm excited for them to do War Games. I think the women need to steal it at War Games, you know?
Oh, yeah, it will be amazing. But we got Rhea Ripley. She is still the women's champion. We called that. We said it was happening. We knew it was happening. I'm ready to take it off of her just yet. And I'm not that mad. I'm not that mad at it at all. Well. She really did. She earned it. She really did. So we move on to John Cena and Solo Sikoa. Like I said, I was just very happy to hear Solo's music.
Yes.
I was like, I love this song. This was a match that did it for me, but didn't do it for me. I don't know if that makes sense.
I was very surprised that John had not only lost the match, but that he lost it so decisively. Like, Solo took John out. That's it. He was in the Samoan Spike after Samoan Spike after Samoan Spike after Samoan Spike. And I thought it was like, here we go. We're at this point of the match where we're getting in the 5 moves of doom. It's shoulder tackle. Ready? Yep. You can't see me, but then no. Solo showed John this is his yard now.
Period. It was amazing, and I was shocked. I didn't think like you said, I hoped for me, I wanted Solo to win. And I knew John would be good with letting Solo win because he's been doing that for so many upstart talents along the way. But I was like, is he going to win clean? Is he going to win decisive? Is it going to be close? Is it going to be like he stole it? No. He cleaned John Cena's clock. He cleaned his clock. And it was like John had his one or two moments of just, coming back and rallying. But once Solo knocked it down, it was down. And then, like you said, spike after spike after spike. I was like, I didn't see that coming. But I was very surprised and very happy. I was happy for Solo because I feel like we need to start seeing Solo in a more dominant role, because how is he going to be the enforcer of the bloodline and he doesn't get to be more dominant when he's out there? And he needs to do that by himself. Right. Because I'm the enforcer. I don't need nobody. And that's what he showed tonight. He didn't need nobody to come out to interfere. He didn't need nobody, the wise man in his corner. He didn't need anybody. He just did it by himself, and he won. And it was decisive and really good.
And Solo's got more clean wins now than Roman Reigns has had in the last couple of years. But I'm curious to see what this means for John Cena, because John Cena's going away for a little bit. Yeah. So this opens up a perfect opportunity for John to come back with like a mission, a reason to come back. You know what? Yes, you came in, you just proved that you don't have what it takes anymore. And now he can prove to us he still does. He's got one more in him. You know what I mean? That's what I think that would be perfect for John Cena. But no, it was incredibly generous of John Cena. I do not recall if we've ever seen that out of some of the, Stone Cold, not doing it. Hulk Hogan, not doing it. Like, no, John Cena did it. He came back and he was very generous.
And even The Rock ain't doing it. Like nobody's doing it.
Right.
Nobody's doing it. Triple H ain't doing it, and he right there. He ain't doing it. He can't do it. Like people are not doing this. What John Cena is doing. When they call John Cena the greatest of all time, I believe that he is
Yep.
one of the most gracious. He's great with what he does, but he's the most gracious wrestler I've ever seen. Nobody is letting people. 5 years. He has not won in 5 years.
Right.
And y'all know these egos are huge in the WWE. Undertaker would never
Right.
just keep losing year after year after year at WrestleMania and keep coming back. John Cena has been losing, but coming back still and continually pushing new talent over.
Hmm.
My hats off to John Cena. I appreciate John Cena for the person he is, for the wrestler he is, and for all the moments that he's given us. And I think he's gonna, like you said, he's gonna go away for a while and do work and get better. But I think when he comes back, it will be a great opportunity for him to come back and be like, I went away to get myself better, and now I'm back. And I can do this. Let's go for another run and let's do this. And I would live for it, honestly. One more good run from John Cena, I'm here for it.
I really would be. I hope he does. But now it's Solo's turn, and let's see what Solo can do. Wouldn't it be crazy if like Solo starts to diverge from Roman, and we get like, because Solo's the breakout star.
I would love it.
It's incredible.
I mean, because honestly, for me, as much as I love Jimmy and Jay, Solo, I still appreciate them more as a tag team. I want Jimmy and Jay back together eventually, doing their tag team thing again. It don't have to happen right now. It doesn't have to happen. Let them go off and be solo stars for a while and get they groove and where they're going to be. But let them also come back together eventually and do another run because they are one of the greatest tag teams that we've seen in a very long time. And I want them to come back and do it again. But I would love for Solo to be the one to be this huge breakout star from the bloodline outside of Roman doing his thing. It'd be great. I'll be here for it. But we move to Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio. Now, I have thoughts on this match.
You do?
Do.
Okay. I didn't think negatively of it.
I didn't think negatively of it either, but I have thoughts. I do have one negative thing.
Well, yes. The outside interference that made Santos Escobar look like a bozo.
Why are we
doing that to Santos?
Why are we doing that? Two issues then. Number one, I need Logan Paul not to have negative outside interference anymore because he can do it on his own. Why does he need a brass knuckles when you have titanium in your hand? You don't need brass knuckles. Just punch him with your titanium hand. That's all you need to do. So I don't feel like he needs that kind of outside interference as far as handing him brass knuckles. Now, if he's going to do outside interference just so somebody be a distraction, okay, because he is that kind of heel person and heel that we want who does sneaky things and underhanded things. But he don't need the brass knuckles because I feel like that's overkill. He could just have somebody out there to distract the ref or distract the person he's fighting for. That's number one. Number two, Santos. Why would you take the brass knuckles in your hand and put them on the thing and walk away? This is letting me know that you got some ill feelings towards Rey Mysterio. You was trying to get him to lose, but you wanted to make it look like I'm here to help. But actually, I'm going to take these brass knuckles that I just picked up off the floor that was way away from him and put it back up. Nah, you're not fooling me, Santos Escobar. You got some resentment towards Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
and this is
Okay.
where the story's about to go.
I didn't see it like that. I just saw like I was like, they did not just. I thought that was foolish. I don't know. I just thought it made it look really bad. But no, with that being said, then that I like that. If there's storytelling involved, I'm for it. Logan Paul getting a lot of praise right now for saving Rey Mysterio,
Yeah.
which I'm not like entirely sure. Like, yes, Rey came off the thing, did the flip, and then Logan Paul went to his knees. What would have I don't know what would have happened had he not. Like,
I mean, I think Ray is a professional enough to
right.
not do
So
something that was gonna
I
hurt.
don't know. Like but yeah, this is great for the company. I know that people hate on Logan Paul. I know that people hate everything, but this is great. This is good stuff.
We called this.
Paul, you need to
We
pause it?
called this.
We
No,
called it. Yeah,
we called this. We called this. We said it was going to be good for Logan Paul to get the championship and to be able to go on all of his social media outlets, all his podcasts, everywhere he goes, have a belt with him. So bringing new eyes to the WWE who may not know what the WWE is about, they'll watch because they're fans of Logan Paul, which makes sense. This is a business, people. WWE is still a business, and everything they do has to be for business purposes as well as entertainment. And Logan Paul is a hot commodity right now. And he's interested in the business, and he's actually good in the business. So it only makes sense to have him have a championship as big as the United States Championship. He can, like I said, go promote it wherever he goes. He'll have it with him. People will watch, and they'll watch just for Logan. Some people watch just for Logan Paul. They might not even care about wrestling, but they care about Logan Paul.
Which brings eyes to wrestling, and that's all we need.
That's all you need. All you need is the eyes. All you need is people to pay for a Peacock to watch your show. Yep. That's all you need. You don't care if they're there for the whole thing or if they're there for one match. You just want them to have eyes on your brand. And that's what WWE is doing. And this makes sense. And I'm not hating on it because it's just the US Championship. It's not like it's the World Heavyweight Championship, like I said. And he'll come and he'll defend it at the next few pay-per-views and the next few events. And I think he'll be on, now that he has a belt, he'll be on the shows a lot more because he'll have to, he has to build a storyline now. Who's he going to face next? So he'll be there.
It's good. It's good stuff. I'm really happy with it. And I could see a world where Logan Paul becomes world champion.
I could too.
He's doing this. He's doing the thing, and he's bringing eyes to it. And Rey Mysterio didn't need the belt anyway.
No, he don't.
It's not like I felt like they hindered somebody else to put the belt onto Logan Paul. I mean, truthfully, in the last 10 years, last 20 years, how much value has the United States Championship really had? Nothing. Mm-hmm. It's just a prop. And This is good. This is good for Logan Paul.
It's good for him. It was the perfect belt to give him. I'm glad because I would have been more upset if they gave him the Intercontinental Championship because no.
Legacy.
Like, no.
And Gunther,
the Gunther of it all. And Legacy. I'm mad we didn't get to see Gunther in this but he couldn't leave apparently.
I heard some things about Gunther that he's
he's restricted to the United States now for a while.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. I don't want to speculate because I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I was very sad though because I've come to love seeing Gunther at these big events.
Yes,
and he puts on a great show at all of these big events. So I'm like, what?
And Gunther has, or WWE has a lot of. I think that we're going to start seeing a lot more international events because I think that they look you can give a WrestleMania feel to every premium live event, right? When you're international because it's the only time they're ever going to be in that country. So you can do bigger things and it brings a bigger feel to the premium live events that give it a bigger show. Like unlike Fastlane, which just felt like it could have been Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean? Yes, it
Yeah.
had bigger matches and stuff like that, but as far as like presentation goes, same set, same everything. When they go to these other countries, it looks really cool.
I'm about to say, look at Backlash.
Look
And
at
with Puerto
Backlash.
Rico,
Yep.
it gave us very much WrestleMania big premium event.
Yep.
And then now we have this one in Saudi Arabia, huge big premium big event. It looked because the set looked amazing, by the way.
It
I was
did.
very
It really
and the
did.
lights looked amazing. So yeah, hopefully we'll get that again when we go to Perth, and we'll get another
Yeah,
big elimination chamber. Give us a big WrestleMania feel.
and then we've got Berlin next year.
Mm-hmm. And then they're going back to Saudi Arabia and Riyadh
I don't know.
next year at some point. They just said it, but anyway. But yeah, Logan Paul, good for you. It's good for the company, and if what's good for the company is good for the fans because we get better things when the company is thriving. So
Agreed.
Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. Now this match, I was shocked, and I loved that we got what we got. Bianca came out and she was ready. Io was like she was getting her lick back.
Yep.
And Bianca said, "I'm getting my lick back. I'm getting my clap back, and I'm gonna get my belt back." And I was like, "Okay." She came out ready, and her and Io put on a really good back and forth. I was like, "Oh, okay, oh,
This
okay."
this was good. This was really good. And then Bailey started interfering, and it was like, this is
Why?
like, come on, are you gonna overcome this? I don't know. And then it looked like Bianca was gonna overcome it. We're like, okay, this is it. Bianca's gonna have her moment.
No.
Woo, we had a return.
Return.
A
Miss
return.
Kyrie saying that she was coming in the picture. I was like, who? And I was shocked.
Shook.
I was shooketh. I was gagged. I was like, what? And it was bad because in our little group chat that we have, Brooke was like, Kyrie mother. I was like, hold on, shush. I don't know. I didn't watch it yet. Shush, don't say anything. But I'm like, where is Kyrie coming from? So I knew she was coming, but I didn't know where she was coming. And so I'm like, is she coming back in the 5-woman champ? Like, why does that make sense? I'm like, why was she? Because Nia Jax was the one who entered her, right?
I think so. No, Bailey. Bailey took her out. Yeah.
But
so that's definitely interesting. And it looked like Bailey was not expecting her as far as like, Bailey is not okay with Io's new friend coming back. Bailey's supposed to be Io's friend.
Right. This to me feels like the end of Damage Control, or at least the end of Bailey in Damage Control.
They're gonna kick Bailey out.
Kick Bailey out of Damage Control because Io was like, I'm the champ. I run this. You don't run this no more because I'm the champ. Now, if you become the champ, you can run this. And you know how you want to become champ? You gotta beat me. So I'm thinking we go see Io Bailey at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think so too. That would be cool. Wait, Io Bailey at WrestleMania? Yes, that would be cool. I would be 100% for that. I think that would be a huge match, and I think it's going to help get Io to that next level as well.
I mean, because I feel like Io's a good champion, but she's not that superstar champion like we were saying last week. We thought, well, the other day we thought Bianca would get the belt because they need to put it on a superstar, and I feel like Io has been playing second fiddle to Bailey. And I'm like, but Io, you're the champion. You don't need to play second fiddle to anybody. And I feel like this is going to cause Io to step it up. And Bailey will have to either fall in line or get left behind. And
Well, and I think Kyrie's going to do good being Io's second. So that's what I'm forward
and
to.
I think where they going to have, where would Dakota fall into this? Is she going to be like? I think Dakota falls on the side of Io.
Yeah.
And be like, well, you gotta go, Bailey.
Bailey doesn't need damage control.
No, Bailey does not. Damage control needed Bailey at the time when Io and Dakota was coming in. But now they don't need Bailey anymore, and Bailey don't need them anymore, because Bailey, to me, has seemed like, even if she was in charge of damage control, she felt like Io had the belt and you were second fiddle. You Bailey. You don't need to be that. You the role model. Like, you don't need to be that.
And this is going to give Io an opportunity, I think, to turn face, become a good guy. Because I think we want to cheer Io, and it was ever since Io had that match with, it was Io and Bianca at Backlash, right? Yeah, and it was ever since then. It was like, oh, we want to cheer Io, so cheer Io.
Cheerio. Cheerio. But yeah, we do want to cheer Io. We like Io. And I think Io with Kyrie and Dakota, that's a good damage control, is perfectly fine with them. Bailey don't need that. And they don't need her. So it's gonna be like Edge and Judgment Day all over again. We don't need you. Yeah. But I thought this was a really good match. I love the surprise ending. I love this match. It was a really good match.
Very good match.
We get the the Miz TV in between this moment, I think. Miz TV, because I didn't put that in there, but Miz TV happens with I can't remember the guy's name, but I think he's an actor.
Yes, he's a famous actor in Saudi Arabia. I don't really know who he is, so I'm not sure. I can't comment on that either way. And this whole segment, was just I guess they were almost obligated. I don't know.
Yeah, they had to fill time in because they had to get ready. Roman wasn't ready. Roman is not ready, we have to fill the time. Roman wasn't ready. So
we did get our Grayson Waller effect. It was fun. It was a fun segment.
Yes. You need moments like that because we went from match to match to match to match. You need a fun filler segment for me, I think, to still give the WrestleMania feel. Because even in WrestleMania, you get those filler fun moments or whatever. So they got to see one of their heroes, their hometown, famous actors there in the ring with the Miz, and the Miz. Then Grayson Waller comes out, and he's changes the whole set from the Miz TV to Grayson Waller effect, and he's like, "What?" And so then the guy is like, "Hold on, wait a minute. I can do both. I'll do your show later, but I got to do the greatest show on television, and it's Miz TV." And he's like, "Hey, Grayson Waller, like, oh, you must have you made a mistake. Say it again. It's the best show." It's like Miz TV. So Grayson Waller comes at him. He's like, "We're gonna fight," and he like does this whole thing where he pulls up the thing and tucks it in his pants. And he's like, he's ready to fight, and Grayson Waller pushes him out of the ring, and then the Miz grabs him and kicks him, and he's gonna do the skull crusher finale, but then turns and looks at the dude and pushes him, Grayson Waller, and he kicks him in the head. Back to the Miz, skull crusher finale, bam, Miz and this man celebrate, cheer. Everybody loves it. Great moment.
Feel good moment for the hometown crowd.
Yeah, they loved it. It was great. Good for them. Then we get back into it because Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest with no briefcase. Send your money in the bank has no money in the bank.
Yeah.
So if you just send your Damian Priest now?
I guess unless until he gets a hold of Nick Aldis and says, "Put that briefcase on a ladder."
Yep. Yeah.
And we get Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest for the Money in the Bank briefcase at Survivor Series.
And Sami Zayn wins. Okay.
I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. But this was a good match. This was solid. Again, this is where I feel that length of show is important because I realized as this match was starting, I was like, God, we still have like 2 matches left to go, and we're coming on to like the 3.5 hour mark. You get the fatigue is real in an afternoon show.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, some of us might be just waking up, still getting, oh, I'm out of bed. Oh, it's time for a pay-per-view. So you really don't get to do anything. It's like you haven't done anything all day. And, Saturdays are meant for us to usually do stuff like go to run some errands, go
Right.
clean up your house, do your laundry, because you're so busy all week long working. You gotta. But now this Saturday, you wake up watching TV, and then when you hit the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock mark, you like, man, I done wasted my whole day.
Yep.
I haven't done anything.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. Like, I still was able to get some stuff done before the show, but then the show was just going on, and I just hadn't gotten. I was like, I feel like I'm starting to waste away here. And to comment on the match, it was a solid match. We had a lot of Judgment Day interference, like there was to be expected.
Of course.
And then what I've got a problem with. This is where I don't know how I feel about the triple crossroads.
Okay, explain.
Because it's getting overplayed.
Okay. For
him to have a major victory, he's got to hit 3 in a row. 1 is not good enough. Okay, you do it the 1 time, you do it the 3 times in the Hell in a Cell match. Makes sense to me, right? Like, because it's a big, like that was, he needed Seth to, it wasn't about just beating Seth. It was about annihilating Seth.
Right.
Made sense for the story, but now it feels a little overplayed.
Okay.
Because I can't think off the top of my head of when the other time he did it was. Did he have to do it to Brock Lesnar a couple of times?
I think so.
Probably. Yeah. I don't know. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, 1 crossroads isn't enough. You can't keep a man down with 1 crossroads. It's Damian Priest. Okay, this is not, this is not Bill Goldberg. This is not Brock Lesnar. This is not like, Roman Reigns. No disrespect to Damian Priest, but come on. We needed 3.
I mean, maybe he just wanted to make sure he got the message. Like, crossroads, you get it? I know you down, but just to prove my point, here go another one. And I still want to prove another point. Here go another one. And now, I think you got the message. Don't mess with me. And
I guess so. But just 1. Just 1's all we need.
I mean, we get the interference from the Judgment Day, and Jey Uso was like, hey, that's my friend. So I'm going to come out and stop this interference, which we called, by the way. We said that was going to happen. I was like, Jay's coming. The Judgment Day never goes anywhere without one or the other. So you always got to have it when you fight in the Judgment Day. If anybody don't, that's crazy. But 3 crossroads later, and Cody Rhodes wins the match.
Still incredible. Still an amazing guy. I love Cody Rhodes so much. It just, there's something that is so charismatic about Cody Rhodes that, like, I truly feel that Cody Rhodes is going to be the next, like, big star. Like, he is the person that you're going to be able to put the entire company on his back.
I agree. I will say this, and I have not ever said this about Cody Rhodes before. When he was first in the WWE and younger, I was like, I never found Cody Rhodes attractive before. But I feel like the older Cody Rhodes gets, the more good looking that man is. I was like, good. No disrespect to you, Brandy, because girl, I see you, I respect you. I see you, girl, but I see what you see. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Yep. The older he gets, the more good looking he gets.
There's a very distinguished look to the man.
Yes. So
So
good on you, Cody Rhodes. We said you was gonna win, and you did. That was that. Finally, we get to the Roman Reigns LA Knight match. And I will say this. Just what I wanted to happen happened. LA Knight showed why he can be in matches like this. LA Knight fought so hard, took Roman Reigns to the limit, even with interference. And it wasn't even like that much interference where it was, like detrimental to the match. Like the interference that they had did nothing to the match itself or the outcome. It was like, okay, a minute of distraction here, a little moment of distraction here, but the focus and the match between Roman and LA Knight, they fought and they fought hard. And it was Roman had to do things that was out of character for him to do just to beat LA Knight. And I was like, I am not mad at this match. LA Knight showed why he could do it. I knew he wasn't going to win it because they're not going to take the bet off Roman Reigns, not in Saudi Arabia, not right now. But the fact that he took him to his limit, he lost, but he still got over it. What we've been saying, you don't have to win to go over. LA Knight proved himself in this match, and he showed that he could take somebody like a Roman Reigns to their limit and still produce a really good match. I personally like this match.
I thought it was really good. I thought LA Knight looked like a star.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think they needed all of that interference. I know you said you felt like it was just a little bit, but it's the same old like, oh, here we go. Here comes the bloodline now. Here comes, the Uso. And it just, but it was okay. I think that LA Knight looked good. He kicked out of a Superman punch, kicked out of a spear. He's, you could not have taken the belt off of Roman here. It was never happening.
Right.
So I think they did the best that they could with what they had.
Yeah. And I mean, this is the thing. I feel like we should expect interference from the bloodline at this point. Like there is no reason for the same way we felt about Judgment Day. Judgment Day is never coming alone. So you should know the bloodline is never coming alone. Roman Reigns he can win a match cleanly on his own, but he doesn't have to. And that's the whole purpose of it all. Sure, he can win a match without interference, but he doesn't have to because he has people who are willing to do that and sacrifice their bodies for him. That's the whole purpose of being a tribal chief. So that's why, for me, I'm not upset about the interference. I know that's going to happen. Your opponent knows that's going to happen. My thing is, if you know what's going to happen, then you do a counteract. I ain't coming by myself either. Like, you got John Cena right there, who was just your tag team champion.
Yeah.
Be like, look out for my back. I will never come alone if I was fighting somebody like the Bloodline. Just like I would never come alone if I was fighting anybody in Judgment Day. I feel like the difference between Roman Reigns and with Solo, like we said, Solo did it by himself because he had to. He's the enforcer. He can't look like he's the enforcer and can't win cleanly. Who are you enforcing if you got to cheat to win every time? Roman Reigns, on the other hand, is the tribal chief. Mm-hmm. He don't have to do nothing by himself because he got people who are willing to do that for him. So I don't mind the interference, and I understand the story behind the interference. If I'm willing, if I have people willing to die for me and come out and sacrifice their bodies for me, I'm gonna sit back and let them do it. And that's what Roman Reigns does because he can. And that makes his storyline even better for me. You are the tribal chief. People bow down to you. People acknowledge you. Mm-hmm. And they work for you. And so that's why he can do it. So I'm like, that's why the interference don't bother me too much.
That's true. But it's like way better than the match I was expecting it to have. I do think that it's, again, I've got a little bit of Roman fatigue. Mm-hmm. He's going away for a little bit, so maybe I'll miss him. I don't know. He's going away for the rest of the year, apparently. So let's see. We've got War Games coming up next. I don't know what that's going to spell for LA Knight or for the Bloodline if Roman's not there, but
who knows? I mean, it's interesting if he's not there for War Games, because last War Games, Bloodline was kind of killer. I kind of enjoyed that match with War Games last year. So I don't know, if he's not gonna be there and the Bloodline still fights, that would I don't know. Right. But I can't wait for War Games because I enjoyed War Games last year. I did not think I would, but I really liked it. I was like, especially, I like this.
Oh, go ahead.
I like the format and all of it, but yeah, go ahead.
And it was such good storytelling with like that was peak Bloodline.
Yes,
we peaked.
Yeah, it was good. But
can we recreate that magic?
We are never gonna be able to recreate that. It's gone. That was the lightning in a bottle right there.
Yeah.
But Roman Reigns wins. There we have it. That's that. But yeah, that's it.
That's it.
So overall, Toph, what would you rate Crown Jewel?
I would rate it a good. I didn't think the show was great. I didn't think that it was, if I on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 6.5 to a 7.
Yeah.
I can see that. Nothing was overtly terrible about the show except for the length. And everything was solid, but it does get docked a little bit on the predictability factor. The Saudi shows, to me, do not feel like shows where anything can happen. And I think that hurts it. So that's the only element that I really fine matches. Everything was good. Honestly, I think the 5-way women's match, because of how much better it should have been, I think it did incredible. I wouldn't say that it was necessarily match of the night. I think that goes to Seth and Drew. Performance of the night, I'd say, goes to John Cena.
Okay. I kind of agree. I think it was good. It wasn't great and it wasn't meh. It was actually really good. I would probably give it a 7 to 7.5. Yeah, I keep in that range right there. It was a good show. It had some good moments. I think the matches, like you said, the length was way long, but I feel like the matches were good. The talent was well. Everybody executed what they needed to do well. The women's 5-way match was way better than what I expected it to be, so kudos to them. I think Bianca and Io gave us really good back and forth. That ending with Kairi Sane, I think that was beautiful. Seth and Drew, amazing. I love that match, and the surprise maybe cash in. That was cute. That was a good. Okay. It gave me a scare for me. I was like, oh, is it? It's happening. Oh no!
That dirty Sami Zayn.
I was like, I didn't expect Sami Zayn to be the one to foil the plans, but I'm not mad at it. And that's going to create a really good story coming up in the future between Damian Priest and Sami Zayn, and the Judgment Day and Sami Zayn. Period. Yeah. Overall, I thought this was a good show. I can't wait to see where they go with this too for War Games and Survivor Series and how that goes in my home city of Chicago. Can't wait. With the rumors that maybe CM Punk might show up or might be back, we'll see. We don't know. But you know what we do know? We'll be back here to talk about it on the Cup TV. That's what I do know. We will be back to talk about Survivor Series coming up very soon. Closer to the date. But we also will be back to talk about our top 10 theme songs. That's going to be the next video you see from us here on the Cup TV for the wrestling shows. So we're going to talk about our top 10 theme songs of all times, the greatest of all times of that. So check it. Be aware, check it out. Subscribe to the channel so you know when all these videos drop. Hit all the buttons to say you support us because we support you and we appreciate you. Follow us on all of our social media outlets at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok because we have some funny moments because we're some funny people. And then if you want to check out me and Topher on Twitter, there's our Twitter. Just down there. My Instagram is right there. So check me out on Instagram as well. And you can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at lanacheesecreations.etsy.com. The link will be in the description below. We appreciate you. And that's it. We'll see y'all next time. Cheers, y'all.
Night.
Cheers. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.